Today, I want to talk about a simple but powerful way to show gratitude and honor by spending intentional time with the elders in our lives and giving them opportunities to reflect and share their stories. Last weekend, I was invited to a legacy estate planning event for seniors as a community partner. I served on the panel and I hosted a booth where I shared my role as a death doula, the services I offer, and the importance of having end-of-life conversations with family. While at my booth, a woman stopped by and we began talking. We talked about my work, my guided journal, how grief has shown up in our lives, and eventually we landed on the topic of visiting with elderly loved ones. She mentioned that sometimes her children didn't always know what to say during those visits. That opened the door to a beautiful conversation, and I offered some suggestions. One being to engage elders in conversations about their life story. When I say elders, this can mean parents or grandparents, but it can also mean an older neighbor, coworker, friend, or anyone in your community. The idea is not that every visit turns into a life story interview, but that from time to time, we intentionally invite them to reflect. This can be as simple as asking questions like, what was your first job and what did you learn from it? Or, if you could give advice to your younger self, what would it be? Questions like these can open the door to meaningful stories, values, and lessons that become golden nuggets of wisdom for us and a source of affirmation for them. And when we take the time to ask, listen, and receive their stories, we are also showing gratitude. Gratitude for their life, their journey, and the wisdom they've gathered. It's a way of saying your story is important. I've had some incredible experiences through these conversations, both in my own life and in the community. In my early 30s, I volunteered at a nursing home while living in the Bay Area. I met a woman in her 90s who had outlived all of her family and friends. On my first visit, what struck me immediately was the wall-to-wall bookshelves in her apartment, easily holding over 1,000 books, all of which she had read. At first, I celebrated this as an amazing accomplishment. But she sat me down and told me that for her, these books were also her biggest regrets. She admitted she chose books over people. The characters became her companions, the stories became her places, but in doing so, she avoided relationships and spent much of her life alone. Her encouragement to me was simple: do not hide from life in the same way. This story has stayed with me, and it's just one example of the wisdom, honesty, and perspectives elders in our lives can offer when we invite them to share. The next time you visit with an elder, whether a family member, neighbor, or friend, or someone in the community, invite them to share their story. The conversations might be fun, enlightening, motivating, or even inspiring. And if they aren't open to sharing, that's okay too. We can respect their boundaries and try again at a later time. At its core, these conversations are about gratitude. They say, I see you, I value you, and I'm thankful for the life you've lived and the lessons you've carried. This is one of the most meaningful gifts we can give. If this message resonates with you, I'd love for you to share in the comments. What is one golden nugget you received from an elder in your life? Please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, especially if you're interested in conversations around death, dying, and grief. You can also find more in my guided journal, linked below in the description. Thank you for spending time with me. Honor where you are and where you would like to be, and I'll see you soon.